Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamma Sali ala Muhammadin wa ala Ali Muhammadin Kama, Saleta ala Ibrahima wa ala Ali Ibrahima Ineka Hamid Majid. My dear respected brothers of the Monday night class, thank you for allowing me to take time to discuss my recent trip to Columbus, Ohio. When I went to hear the Black Imams Roundtable through the Riwayah and Diara for the narration and commentary for the Creed of Imam Tahawi. So this is going to be kind of like my experiences there, and just a brief summary of who Imam Tahawi was and his isnad. And a little bit, maybe, I'll say maybe 5 of the creeds as far as the Aqidah goes. So, and then maybe as we go, then I'll just go ahead, like maybe read some more, periodically throughout the, when we have a discussion, because there are actually 98 in this book. So, my experience first, this was a month and a half ago. I went to Columbus, Ohio. So I first want to thank our beloved Imams from the Black Imams Roundtable, Imam Amin, Imam Naeem, and Imam Fahim. Imam Fahim and Imam Naeem were in Columbus actually simultaneously that weekend, while Imam Amin was in Newark doing the same thing. So alhamdulillah for our beloved Imams for making sure that we are educated on the basics of our deen. Because as we say, nobody's going to help us but us, right? Nobody's going to help us learn our deen but us, So it's important for us to take advantage when we can of the opportunities of people who are willing to reach out and help us be better Muslims in our Aqidah, in our fiqh, and in our tasawwuf. Also want to thank a couple of people in Columbus, Brother Isa, Brother Amir Khalil, and Brother Khalil Ali. These brothers were the facilitators, the main facilitators for getting this program started in Columbus, as well as the program that I went to 2 years ago when I first met the Black Imams in person. So alhamdulillah, every time I'm around those brothers, I'm surely reminded of Allah. To be in their company is a blessing, I learned so much just being amongst those brothers, man. As well as the background of people who I don't know per se. I'm sure there were sisters involved and brothers involved who actually had a very good helping hand in making this a very successful program. Also want to thank the Darul Al-Haba Madrasa. Mashallah, this is my second time going there. It's a madrasa. It's actually, from what I'm told, it's actually one of the smallest madrasas in Columbus. The first time I went 2 years ago, we thought it was, they invited the imams to speak and talk to their kids. We thought it was like maybe going to be about maybe 5 or 10 kids, mostly parents. It ended up being 50 kids, from ages 4 all the way to probably 18 to 20. This was 2 years ago. And this was like, I think maybe 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And they were just in there, just doing zikr and salawat and remembrance of Allah on a Friday. It was either Friday, it was on a Friday or Saturday. And it was amazing. And like I said, the reverence that they showed the imams, it was, subhanAllah, it was beautiful. Same thing this time, with the same thing this time for this event, the level of brotherhood and the level of attentiveness to the imams and to, us participants was, top notch, you know what I'm saying? The students, the leaders in that community, very, very down to earth, very good community. So may Allah continue to bless that community in Columbus. As I said, always Columbus, Ohio is the only place where you can enjoy African American food, Somali food, and Senegalese food all at the same time. And surely that's what we did all 3 days. We had all three all the time. You know what I'm saying? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. So, mashallah, everybody was taken into account. So now, a brief explanation of what Aqidah is, because this is what the creed of Imam Tahawi is Islamic creed. So Aqidah is what we believe in, right? What makes us Muslims, right? What do we believe in? And surely Aqidah is the most important aspect of Islam, even before fiqh, even before tasawwuf. So even before you go into the spiritual aspect of Islam, which tasawwuf is, you have to be strong in fiqh. So that means you have to be strong in knowing the basics of what invalidators are for your salat, what invalidators for your wudu, how to handle business transactions with your fellow Muslims, how to handle, business transactions with non-Muslims, how to handle, your day-to-day dealings with your brothers. That's where faith comes along. And even before that, you have to be strong in Aqidah. Because how are you going to know how are you going to pray and you don't even know what you believe? Okay, you don't even know what may separate you as somebody that says that they're Sunni Muslim from somebody who's a Shia or even the whole definition of, Sunni Islam, right? You have to look into that a little bit more, because when you say Sunni Islam, what actually are you going, or is a person really using the true definition of what the scholars say, Sunni Islam is, which the longer version of Sunni Islam is, Sunnah wal Jama'ah, which means the people who follow the prophetic way and community, short of Sunni Islam. So are you using the definition of what the scholars say Sunni Islam is, or is it a mere fact, or is it a mere, you're saying, well, I'm not Shia, or I'm not NOI, or I'm not Qadiani. Qadiani is, the scholars tell us not to use the term, I think we're more familiar with the term Ahmadiyya. So the scholars tell us not to use the term Ahmadiyya when we reference their group, because Ahmed was one of the names of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we don't want to give reference to what they, what they're talking about is correct. So the correct terminology to use would be the Qadiani, which is a city in India where, I don't know what's his name, whatever his name is, Bulan, that guy, that's where he's from. So the scholars tell us to use that term. Now, the term Sunnah wal Jama'ah, or Sunni Islam, what do the scholars say it means? It means to one, this is from the ulama. It means one, and when we're talking about fiqh, talking about Islamic law, it means to follow from one of the 4 schools of thought, right? Maliki, Shafi, Hanafi, Hanbali. Or let's say, I don't necessarily follow the school of thought, but I believe what the reformer guys believe. Because you have some people that say, I don't follow the schools of thought, but I believe what they believe is correct, right? Same thing with Aqidah. The 2 schools of Aqidah, the Ashariya and the Maturidiyya, and the true Hanbali, same thing. And the spiritual aspect of Islam as well, tasawwuf. So, what's the difference between the creed of Imam Tahawi and the 2 schools of Aqidah when we're talking about Sunnah wal Jama'ah Sunni Islam? Well, the creed of Imam Tahawi is basically just a summary of what we believe as Sunni Muslims, right? Just a summary, okay? The 2 schools go into further detail, right? So they go into further detail to codify in volumes and volumes and go into, more greater volume as far as what we believe, right? And also they go into further detail when they refute deviance, right? Or people who say that this is Islam, this is what Muslims believe. No, the 2 schools are basically the 2 schools are more involved. The creed of Imam Tahawi is just a summary of what we believe. So, who was Imam Tahawi? Imam Tahawi, as his name says, he was born in Taha, Egypt. So Taha is the city where he was born. His given name was Abu Ja'far Ahmed ibn Muhammad. So his first name was Ahmed Abu Ja'far, father of Ja'far ibn Muhammad, son of Muhammad. Son of Muhammad. In 239 AH. Imam Tahawi studied with over 300 scholars from all over the Muslim world. He started off in Shafi fiqh, but later he became Hanafi. Later he became Hanafi. He also, I got to ask a question about this, and my teachers was, because one of the things is that he studied with two of Imam Abu Hanifa's top students. Imam Abu Hanifa is who the Hanafi school of fiqh is named after. So I gotta write that down because I want to know that myself, if that could have possibly been a reason. But yeah, he was Shafi first, and then later on in life he became Hanafi in fiqh. So he's primarily known in writing in the fields of fiqh and hadith. However, he did write on the subject of Aqidah, as we see here, his book right here, The Creed of Imam Tahawi. His connection, or his Isnad connection, is what's known as the Golden Connection, right? So when I read some of the names off, you'll probably understand why. Isnad means chain of narration, basically where you're getting this stuff from, who taught you, who taught that particular person, and where you're getting this stuff from. There was a famous Imam Mubarak, who said, without Isnad, people can say whatever they want to about the religion. Meaning, if you have no proof of where you got this stuff from or who taught you, then sure, you can make up and do whatever you want to, right? And we see some groups actually doing that now. Isnad is one of the protections that keeps, people in check to say, if there's a mistake in your chain, let's say your chain starts saying Mali, and there's a mistake somewhere, and there's another brother whose chain in a particular area, it starts in Malaysia. Well, those chains are going to match up, and they'll be able to pinpoint, no, you didn't make the mistake yourself. Your teacher's teacher actually made the mistake here. So these are ways to protect the religion, and ways to keep they can destroy all the books they want to, as far as anything with Islam, because, the hadiths and all that kind of stuff are here. The Quran is here when we're talking about memory. So, as I said, his Isnad is known as the Golden Chain. It is simply by the fact of who the people on his list are. So the first person on his list that he learned from, one of the people that he learned from, was his uncle, Imam Munazi. I have a hard time saying that. Imam Munazi. Imam Munazi was one of Imam Shafi's top students, right? So the next person on that list is Imam Shafi, right? Imam Shafi, of course, was the person who the school of Shafi fiqh was named after. The next person on that list going further up is Imam Malik. That's what Imam Shafi learned from. Imam Malik, of course, was the person who the Maliki school of fiqh was named after. Imam Malik, on that list, the next up was Imam Nafi, right? Imam Nafi was a great master in scholarly fiqh and hadith, right? And then the next person on the list is Abdullah ibn Umar, right? He was a prominent scholar in hadith and fiqh, and he was also the son of Umar ibn Khattab, the second caliph in the Rashadian dynasty when we're talking about Islam. And of course, we should know who Ibn Umar learned from. It was Prophet Muhammad's son. So the first person on the list is Prophet Muhammad's son. So now I'm just going to go ahead and read maybe 5 of the creeds. I don't really have that much. I got commentary, but I don't really have that much commentary to back it up or whatever like that, because I can just go from it. So I'm just going to read the first 5, inshallah. what we say about Tawheed, the oneness of Allah, believing in the tawfiq, or the guidance of Allah, certainly Allah is one, wahad, without any partners to him. This is the second. There is nothing like him. Nothing is beyond his power. Nothing is beyond his power. There is no God other than him. The third one, he is Qadim, eternal, with no beginning. The fourth one, he is Da'im, everlasting, without an ending, without an end. And the fifth one is he does not perish nor cease to exist. Nothing occurs except what he wills. And I mean, I guess you can look at where Allah tells us in the purity, ikhlas, of basically all of this is where he's telling us all this is coming from. Well, a source. We'll say Allah is telling us in the purity when he says, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Say God is one who already, say Allah is one who already pain, he begets not, nor is he begotten, and there are none like him. So that's my presentation. Like I said, it was going to be very short. And I guess I'll continue to read on maybe throughout the as we continue to do our classes and just go through the other 93 or so. So if anything I have said has been beneficial, then all the praise goes to Allah. If anything I have said has been a mistake, then surely it is on me, and may Allah ask me to do better next time. So like, any questions?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're gonna cut this off?
Yeah.
I might say something out front.